master.
Radiant team pick Diet.
Puck!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Every game is a playoff game here in the upper division of the European DPC League. It's Season 2, and Tundra and Hellbear Smashers are going head-to-head. We already had one game. Hellbear Smashers took it. We're going to see if Tundra has the power to fight back and force out that third game, as we are already in the draft. I'm here with BSJ and Odie Pixel and Owen. There is so much on the line for this game.
No, absolutely. You know, Cap said, you can't forget that even though we're just at the start of the league, these games mean just as much as those at the end, and especially for teams that are sort of coming in around at this spot where, you could argue that these are two squads that may end up fighting to stay. We're not going to, I guess that doesn't matter too much, to be fair. But, in terms of just being able to prove themselves, no one wants to be the bottom squad in EU, especially after we've seen, where EU sort of ranks on the world tape. So yeah, these games very, very important, and then I think especially for Tundra, after that game one showing, I expected a whole lot more from them. I was disappointed in the way that they opened up here. I thought that Snaking 33 would be able to do a lot more in the early game. They just didn't. It was a rough start, it was a rough showing, and I think Tundra can do a lot better.
Yep, and we have seen them identify the problem. Brian, they ban out the Bounty and the Invoker in the first phase.
Yeah, I'd say in the last 2 or 3 years in competitive Dota, high ground has become more and more important in terms of strategy of like map movements and holding certain areas. And one of the most broken concepts since then has been heroes that can just walk up cliffs. Like back when Undying was really strong, you don't want to kill them. Like you see them walking at you and you just can't do anything. That new Bounty Hunter shard, 40% damage reduction when he's invisible. He was just face checking with the dazzle behind you. It's like you're trying to control your triangle, you're trying to control your own farm space on the side of Tundra, and there's just a support that you can't kill walking at you, and that's one of the most powerful tools ever. So they've gone for their own version of that from Tundra, who is a Baden, most likely going to be a support. Nice, reliable, strong dispel against the puck coil. And obviously it serves as a mobile ward. Not quite as good as Bounty, I think, though, just because you don't have the track and catch component.
Radiant
Wraith King again.
Yeah, this is also the first game of the day. This is the fifth game in total, but the first game that Puck actually gets picked up. So I'm very curious to see if the Puck from previous patch is the one that shows up here today. We got another line. We did see 9 on the Beastmaster previous game. You said you wanted to see more. You're going to see more. Yeah. I would imagine that it's his hero again this time around.
A lot of early laning nerfs for Puck. If you combine like the ABC patches of 7.28 as well as 7.29, they nerfed the cooldown on her silence as well as the cooldown on her phase shift early levels. hurts a lot if you add them all up together. So I would imagine Beastmaster will have a better lane this time around. We saw the EMP being incredibly obnoxious. They even banned it out first round as a respect ban to the fact that they're going to be first picking this Beastmaster. I don't like this Nyx pick, personally. They already have the instant disable to deal with it. You can pick a carry who doesn't particularly mind it very much now that you've seen it. And I don't know. I don't know why they picked Nyx, to be quite frank. Maybe against the new Beastmaster, it's really good.
Yep.
It actually used to be bad, but the axes are easily carapaceable.
True.
Last year, just let the damage stack up and then just hit him back with one of those, you know, the third sort of round of the axes coming at you.
Yeah, there's the magic immune lifestealer. Got banned out last game.
I did, yeah. This is... Yeah, I mean, you look at these heroes. You said lifestealer, Lion. I think you're going to eat up heroes like the Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, I've got something to deal with the egg already as well.
Yeah, great catch for the Puck. You know, we previously saw when Puck was in a better spot. You know, Lion would be one of those heroes that you would seriously consider if you want to leave in the pool if you want to play a Puck. Having that instant catch is pretty huge.
Really good Razor ban. I also... Did they ban Doom first round last game? For Hellbear Smashers?
I will tell you in just a second. They banned it first round on Tundra.
On Tundra ban?
Tundra banned it first round previous game.
So both teams deem Doom to be a first round ban?
Yeah. It was Doom and Puck for Tundra, and Grim and Baden were banned out by Hellbear Smashers, so they got that banned and then banned out the Doom instead.
Yeah, what's up with that? All I know about Doom is I tuned into, I believe, an Eternal Envy stream, and he was rushing Battle Fury on there.
Let's just ignore that for a second. We'll go to some serious stuff here. I think the 3 armor was a huge deal. Like, yeah, they removed the Devour regen, but they buffed Bracer, and you have a lot of early game items that you can go for. Solar Crest even being another good one for him. I personally think that hero... Okay, I looked at it, and I saw that Doom has 4.8 base armor.
Yeah, you're like...
And I was like, what year are we in again? That hero used to have negative base armor.
Yeah. Must feel pretty good for the Doom players right there. Well, apart from a scene getting banned.
Any strength hero with good armor, like Nightstalker, Slardar, they're always strong laners. It's just a matter of if you can get off the first couple levels. I guess these teams have had some experimentation with the Doom.
Yeah, they might very well be scrim partners. We don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure these two teams probably scrim a lot. I bet.
Yeah, would imagine so.
These are two hot scrim partners.
Imagine if they didn't scrim.
They never played each other before.
Both came to the conclusion that Doom was worth picking. Also, the Huskar ban, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's been banned previous game as well.
I believe it's at like a 58 to 59% win rate in pubs, divine level.
Yeah, it's
insanely high. Insanely high in pubs. And that's about all we got to go off of. So.
Yeah. All right, so we got the Pango ban out, which is interesting because normally that is also 9 playing that. So they are not yet convinced that the Beastmaster is going mid or not.
I mean, I can respect that. I think, you know, I've become kind of a Brian. I feel we do need to see more from it. But I don't know if is it really that good that it deserves the mid spot. I don't know. Offlane, I think you get away with it. But if that's your mid hero just sitting at the back, chucking out X's every few seconds, it just feels like a meme too far. But I guess we'll see as the meta develops. But
his game was slowed down a lot last game. What if he's allowed to spam axes to like stack and you know, what if he accelerates himself? I just don't know.
A lot of people are doing it. As you said, you know, it's a hot thing at the moment. But off lane short, mid, I feel like that's very greedy. If
his timings come out like ridiculously early, I would imagine. So last game we saw what happened was the Invoker, since they had map control, he went Witchblade bots. Like, what if the Beastmaster's allowed to go Ags bots? Then you have like all this map control, the guy that's going to TP in and follow up. Like, I think that's what you want from one of your heroes right now in the patch. None of their other heroes are going to do it. So I don't hate the idea. I'm with you. I'm a bit skeptical. It's really better in the mid lane than it is side lane, but...
We liked Dazzle previous game, and it looks like we are still needing a Rasmus hero on the side of Hellbear Smashers. Could this be another Dazzle game? Like, would it be fitting here?
It's absolutely fine against Lifestealer in lane. It's not the best because you can dispel the Poison Touch, but the Shadow Wave's still very good, and they don't exactly have the best jump for him.
And they banned out Necro instead.
I actually don't mind the Necro. Necro's being seen a lot. Like, I think he got literally every spell buffed.
I think he did.
I'm pretty sure every single spell buff.
Number buffs.
So he got the Centaur Warrunner treatment. Yeah. I actually like that they did that to these heroes. They don't need a conceptual rework. Their numbers just sucked. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. So the Darkseer is the last band coming out from Hellbear Smashers. They are then with that like thinking that the Beastmaster might be mid. still. And yeah, we'll see, because they have to pick up their offlaner now. That being said, 33 sometimes plays Abaddon as well, so there's
10
definitely still not a lot of
remaining.
options for Tundra here. Although I don't like seeing
5
Abaddon as the
seconds
offlaner,
remaining.
personally.
Yeah, they could do like an enabler like Grimstroke or something.
No, they
wanted
can't
to
do Grimstroke. Grimstroke banned.
Oh, it's
First ban.
literally first ban.
Yeah.
I was looking through all the bans.
Yeah, it's hiding away in the top.
Ugh.
Radiant team pick.
I don't know if we saw the Grimstroke obviously in the game before this with Viking, but they were already like minute 20, they were already winning the fight, so we don't really know what the shard really does for Grimstroke in terms of impact. We got their spirit though.
I think it's mid.
Yeah,
mid
nine,
Earth Spirit.
9 does play mid Earth
10
Spirit.
Yeah.
seconds
So,
remaining.
I mean, it could either be 9 mid Earth Spirit or still mid Beastmaster, and as you said, a 33
5
Abaddon and
seconds remaining.
4 Earth Spirit.
Pretty sure it's 5 Abaddon, 4 line, right? I think that's what it is. But yeah,
Sure, yeah,
that's
sorry, yeah,
reasonable.
that run. Yeah, it depends, because, yeah, 9 plays in mid, but of course, Gilga is also, I think it's Gilga's best hero. But Gilga's not on the team, so never mind. Yeah, he's on the other side. But yeah, I think 9 Earth Spirit, for sure.
And an Enigma coming out. Ooh, I have some flashbacks of the Misery, the Rasmus Enigma. I say Misery because it didn't go too well. We have they had some questionable black holes coming out in one of the last series that we saw from Hellburst Smashers in the League Season 1, but we'll see.
Yeah, they did nerf his Eidolon cooldown significantly early levels, so his laning stage, he just doesn't deny nearly as many creeps. They also have the BKB piercing roar, so it's not like the perfect Enigma game. I'm not a huge fan of his last pick compared to like the impact that the Dazzle had last game.
Yeah.
And I'm still going for Tundra. I think they just slipped up early game in the last one. I don't think they had to do anything fancy on the side of Hellburst Smashers. I think Tundra's going to make them bring it.
Yeah, you think they have a better chance this time?
Yeah, I think they're going to do what their heroes are supposed to do better this game.
How about you?
I agree with Brian. I think Tundra should win this game. I think some of these heroes are going to have a really tough time. The Nyx Assassin is playing into Instant Hex, into Rage Lifestealer, into the Silence that 9's going to be dropping down from his Earth Spirit. And I do think 9 Earth Spirit, it's one of his specialities. He's a flashy mid Earth Spirit player. I'm happy that they've stepped the Beastmaster away from the mid over to the offlane. He's going to have a better game there. So I know we were horribly wrong before.
Yeah.
We probably will be lots of times being a new patch, but I'm going to have to stick with Tundra again.
So
Tundra should win.
What needs to go right for Hellburst Smashers then to take this 2-0?
Probably maybe the same as last time. Maybe for some reason, Snaking and 33 decide to not play the lane together. Tofu's able to get easy levels on the Phoenix.
All right.
They just, maybe. I don't know. What happened last time.
So basically you're saying if Tundra plays bad, that's when Hellburst Smashers win, but they can't win it on their own.
I just hate to cop out. I think Tundra threw him the first game, so
Okay.
Hellburst Smashers need to prove it to me still.
Well, let's find out what's going to happen in this second game of the series. We're heading over to Cap and Kyle.
Our panel not impressed with the last pick here, the Enigma for Rasmus. Will it be a miserable for it, or is he going to ace it? I guess it's all up to execution, huh, Kyle?
We'll see.
Come on, you like that one.
I did like that, but I hate myself for it. I love Enigma. It is one of my favorite heroes in Dota 2. As a 24 pick, it is fantastic. Yes, there is a roar that could pierce your ultimate, interrupt it rather, but it is a hard counter to Lifestealer. Abaddon, really nice as a core against Enigma because you just run at him and then pop ulti, run through Midnight Pulse, don't care, but we'll see how it works out. I'm really hyped to see 9 on the mid-Earth Spirit. It's much like, was it Boom in the previous series? Big fan of these weird mid-heroes. Pangolier, Earth Spirit. I think this is something we'll see more of. The hero is very powerful.
9 especially, considering that ever since his time on that, like, what was it, Penta or something like that? Where he played with, like, DNZ and people like that. He's just always been a very specific kind of mid laner. He's always had a very interesting hero pool. And I think he's kind of unique in that regard, especially since he hasn't solidified himself quite in like the tier 1 mids, like the truly best of the best. And it's interesting that he stands out so much, considering that he has a quote. Early jump here onto Snaking. Snaking turns around, throws out an impale. Doesn't hit either one of the heroes on top of him, but fortunately for him, he's still going to live. The Smashers are going to be able to get 3 bounty runes here. Going to cost Tofu either... okay, he doesn't have to pop it. I was going to say, I hope he doesn't have to level up Icarus Dive. That would really suck.
Yeah, you don't want to have to do that in the laning phase. Weird Sentry Wars, both players missing in the bottom river, but no big deal. Top lane, Nyx Enigma versus a bad lifestealer. This is miserable for Tundra. I'm actually quite surprised they didn't try to match the lifestealer against the Wraith King, because not only are you going to get hard denied, but you don't have stuns. You don't have, like, how do you pressure Enigma? He's just going to spam deny and attack you with these Eidolons. You don't even have really spells to clear them off.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely not ideal. A little bit surprised Gilger actually let them have the easy camp to be able to pull through too, but because you're right, I think this Enigma is going to be very happy. He's going to pull the lane back. Our mid lane matchup is going to be the Puck versus Earth Spirits, which, to be honest, there's not enough mid Earth Spirit players for me to know exactly how this matchup goes, but I assume it's good considering the fact that they counterpick the Puck with it. So
you have nice base armor. Pretty decent health again. It's Earth Spirit.
okay.
Hang on. Oh no. Okay. The thing is, you can always phase shift the rolling boulder. So theoretically, 9 can't really threaten kills unless he gets level 4 and has this silence into stun combination.
I do remember looking at the patch notes. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember thinking that core Earth Spirit got a buff while support Earth Spirit got a nerf.
Yeah. The range on the rolling boulder has been decreased, but what was it? Why was it the shard change?
The damage increased out of rolling boulder, but I think maybe he got some sort of stats change that we wouldn't be able to see here, but I don't remember exactly. Willing to be wrong about that, though. It's hard to keep track of all the...
Yeah,
me
and Tiga read all the changes on the flight over, and it... Oh wow, Olay. It took so long. Like I was through it, I'm like, oh, that's a good patch. And then you realize, wait, every single hero has something. So, and a lot of them are just in 1 armor, a couple stat. I think Quaps was the funniest because it just shortened the damage range by 1. It just slightly edited the roll attack.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, the minimum damage got buffed, right? But not the max.
No, max
damage.
was lowered by 1. It went from like 42 to 43, and then the top end was like 53 to 52. Which is something I feel, it's always funny to try and explain to people. Like, yeah, so the attack isn't actually the attack. There's a roll for every attack in the damage range. But some are so much tighter than others. Like Wraith King, 69 to 71.
Remember when Chaos Knight had a 30 damage hide? You can hit for 49 damage or 79 damage. Also, you can crit. So that damage then varies even more wildly. Yeah, that was...
that here was impossible to play.
That was some insane times. Back in Dota 1, he had you leveled it once, you had a 1% chance to do 11 times the damage.
That was pretty cute. So 9 stole Puck's rune.
Okay.
Stormer then juked the roll after 9 TP tower, and now he will steal the rune back from him.
Very nice. 4-minute runes are coming in as well. About to get some...
the water rune
gonna say solidified water. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to describe it as.
Oh, that was very risky. I'm surprised someone went for that.
9, and he went for it because he's got Gilger.
But
They're
now
setting up, but now it means he got no runes.
I love the change. Hold up. I think I'll go under tower. I love the change because it promotes active mids. Like, I'm surprised we haven't seen more Shadow Fiend as an example yet, but theoretically, no mid can be played nowadays that isn't wave clearing with mana. Like, it just doesn't work otherwise.
Yeah, and theoretically, that's all of 9's hero pool, right?
Yes.
Like, he's infamous for his Pango mid, his Earth Spirit mid. Beastmaster maybe didn't quite work out for them yet, but maybe some kinks still to be worked out here.
Yep. I'm surprised top isn't going that well for Smashers. I think that if they got lane control, to your point, you know, blocking that easy camp at 1 minute would have been very effective. Because they've allowed Tundra to keep control close to their tower. This is the first time I've seen Rasmus able to CS in front of his, because with the Eidolon assistance, you can click this Lifestealer pretty hard. you have a pretty distinct CS advantage as well. Stormstormer's going to juke back to the tower. Bottom lane, relatively even. Beastmaster just farming away. He'll be going the HOD build. I think I still like Beastmaster more as an offlaner. Get the HOD. No mid Ags rush. It's cute, but maybe stick to Turbo with that.
You think we're going to see the Helm of the Overlord?
Is that, oh, they changed the name?
That is the upgraded Helm of Dominator. And it now gives you 2 creeps, which I have seen already. That is the new build that Lycans are going for. I don't know if Beastmasters are willing to go that step, but...
I think, hey, I'm down.
Are you down?
I don't know if you can get it first item, but...
Yeah, it's like Helm of
definitely more
Dominator,
valuable.
then Solar Crest, then maybe back
Yeah.
to Helm of the Overlord or something like that.
I always point to the wolf creep. Now you can have one that you use for active plays, but a free wolf creep, like that's Venjora. That is insane
Dire's middle
to just
tower
have
is
that
under
running around with you.
Yeah. Rasmus not
Oh,
gonna
no,
mess
longer
around
TP.
with this. He's actually gonna instantly TP and then Tundra just walks away. Well, he's TPing out.
See, Skeeter, he'll probably go for the armlet build. I think it's just 2 value now. Bottom, that's trouble for him.
Oh yeah, he's in serious trouble. They're gonna try and give him the Sun Ray to help him out here, and 33 is actually out of mana there. Didn't keep chasing. A little damage on a Tofu, nothing major. Big wave is gonna come in.
Once again, Tundra have some slight issues with the egg. I guess you can shield off the spirits, and there's a life stealer who can pop rage, but I just think this Phoenix hero is just too strong, especially with a hero like Enigma. You want to gather up, you've got to kill the egg. You have 4 melee heroes, and then suddenly there's an Enigma black hole, and you have all died.
So what do you think about the new lifestealer? Let me just say I was shocked that it was picked up at the major. I thought old lifestealer was pretty bad, and it still managed to make it through. Now he actually does some damage, some percentage-based damage, whereas before he only healed. What do you think? Is lifestealer back in the meta in a big way?
I think so. The built-in BKB is just, it's too solid, and it's a carry's dream, right? You see our TZ go for the patented 144 build, just all the passives. Love the passives. Just hit creeps.
Yes, don't have to worry about those pesky active ability.
Yeah.
Awful. And it's also an armlet hero.
Yep.
You like the fact that armlet got buffed in this
Exactly.
match.
Not only an armlet hero, you have built-in sustain, right? You can infest to heal yourself back up as well. The feast is a benefit.
And it's part of the reason he's been able to stay on top of the CS board right now, is that he's been able to put up with all that harassment. First blood, 7.5 minutes in. What is this new patch? What is this new Dota?
9.
I didn't realize we hadn't gotten a kill yet.
9 with a nice rotation. Top, you gotta be a little careful if you're Skeeter. If Rasmus hits 6, you might just end up going down immediately. There's no interrupt.
Yeah.
You're reliant on an Earth Spirit TP for a save.
Definitely kind of feel like just get yourself back up to full health with that infest, you know? Making me a little nervous.
Big kill on Ace, though. That was really nice rotation from 9. I think Stormstormer has a right to be a little upset. He did call, 3 times. You can see it in the chat. Earth Spirit is missing.
Earth Spirit is missing.
Earth Spirit is missing. Yeah, they knew. And then Ace is like, oh, damn, he's here.
Guys, Earth Spirit's bottom.
Yeah. Oh, man. Stop, you're bringing back.
Bad memories.
Dire are scanning.
9 minutes coming out, Kyle. What does that mean?
Runes.
Bounty runes on the map. 2 bounty runes. I'm gonna play that game with you. I'm gonna just call random times.
I
You
can
gotta tell me
multiply
how
by
many
3,
runes.
Cap.
Good job.
Thank you.
How many runes in
Dire's
5
bottom
minutes?
tower is under attack.
No runes in 5 minutes.
Very good, Kyle.
I thought, come on. I was just
No,
playing it up.
this is not a Kyle joke right now. This is like, I think legitimately it's tough to remember how many runes there are in these various timings. You know? We start off at 4 in 0 minutes.
I've been in Europe for a long time now. I can do math.
Oh. No longer NA mass.
Already HOD picked up on the Hellbear Smasher, turning the Hellbear Smashers against themselves. Quite possibly the counter.
But they smash Hellbears.
Oh, good lane.
They have enough disables for this. It certainly looks like it, as they have another round of the Rolling Boulder. thanks to it being maxed out. They've got that very low cooldown. Rasmus is going to go ahead and deny that rune, but I don't think there's anybody around to deny him, as he's going to be put to death by the finger from Snake King.
Yep, you can see why I like a mid-earth spirit, because you get levels very early on.
Yep.
Treads, he's 100 attack damage. Treads aren't super strong, but you just always have spells. You have stuns galore, and the reach is still there. It's you know, maybe you don't scale as well as an Ember Spirit, but you trade up for way more kill potential, and I think you come online much faster. Consider as well, Skeeter at some point just going to hop inside of it, and they're going to go deal damage together. He'll pop out, probably just explode, and Puck and Enigma, anyone really, other than this Wraith King.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. His talents got buffed. So 50 damage became 60. 6 armor became 8.
Oh, whoa, wow, yeah, 60 damage level 10. That is absurd.
Yeah.
This hero is definitely a core, and you definitely buy treads. Damage talents are by far the highest ROI, because damage is so much more expensive. Consider that, you know, if you were going to go buy 60 damage, like, what does that really cost you? Consider a Sacred Relic. I can actually tell you, it's 3,800 gold. That's how much this level 10 talent is valued on for Earth Spirit. You compare that to, say, Puck, 30 damage. Because it's a bad example, but, you know, Phoenix, 6% spell amp.
That's a Fairy's Trinket.
Exactly, that's half of a Kaya. So at most, you could say 1,200.
It's a party up here in the top lane. A party that Nine wants to be a part of. A nice little two-man silence. He's going to be able to get off a decent ultimate here. He's tanky, too. He'll survive through this black hole, but will survive through the ball if it is.
Oh, no, Fada gets
He
hit.
will. He'll be fine. Fada. Oh, dear. Gilger. He's going to be chased down now. Bad fight for the Hellbear Smashers. They kind of overextend themselves. At least the puck got away. Gilger, not as lucky, though.
Oh, I got to question Rasmus there. He has no point in the Midnight Pulse.
Yeah.
That's a double kill. That's so much damage. One of the better one-point skills on the hero. It's only 50 mana nowadays. 4.75% max HP into pure damage. Just kidding. It's magical piercing pure. Magical
magic damage that is piercing spell immunity.
Yes.
Yes.
Radiant structures
And that
are
second point in stun,
fortified.
not super effective. A Midnight Pulse, that's a double kill. Instead, they lose 3.
Yeah, so I am not an off-lane Enigma player myself, but someone that I know said that he thinks taking that early Midnight Pulse is so valuable because it's so hard to stay in lane.
Yeah.
Against somebody who just drops Midnight Pulse. It's like playing against a Viper, you know, who just like drops his Nether Toxin on the creep wave. It's like, I don't want to stand in that.
Hard agree. See,
BKB, second item on Earth Spirit. I like it.
Yeah, I love it. I think this is how you play. I mean, consider the damage once again. Like BKB is, I think, another 34 for you. He'll start hitting for 200, and he's gonna be unkillable. 2,000 health at 30 minutes into the game.
Just shy. Did he have Hex? I wonder if it would have been better to try and get in range for the Hex or the Impale.
Tofu.
Tofu. He's caught 9. Very quick on the trigger there, being able to get off the silence. Gilger lining up here to try and go for Snake King, but he knows his life is pretty much forfeit if he tries to go for Snake King here, so.
And the more I think about it, the more I love this draft from Tundra. Like, so much control. They have save. They have physical damage carry. Crazy catch on the Earth Spirit. Plus, excellent scaling. Think about the damage you get with the Beastmaster aura. Provides also the aura items and a tempo and a tower push. Why are you chortling?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I've just never heard you say that when a team is losing. You know, the more I look at this team when they're losing, I like it's always the team's winning, and you're like, the more I look at this, I like their draft. The more and more, they're like, well, yeah, now they're 3K. I'm not saying you're wrong. Skater has to use the infest to be able to get away. Right, that little centaur courser on out of here. He's good to go.
They killed the big one. I think they might have not realized he hopped into the little guy. And yeah, well, when I see a team start winning with their draft, it makes more sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
You do have a point.
8-1, 2,000 net worth lead for Tundra. It does look like the panel is correct. Also
also like Hellbear Smasher's draft. They can get an Ags on their puck, and suddenly this Earth Spirit and Life Stealer doesn't matter the spell immunity. They're gonna have a tough time existing. Massive team fight with the Phoenix as well. Back up the black hole. Later on in this game, their wombo combo will be pretty nasty.
Do you think that
Not often.
their late game beats Tundra with all of that team fight? Because I think the Life Stealer, just the carry-to-carry matchup is favorable for Life Stealer.
For sure, but I think the Enigma equalizes it. The Enigma Phoenix combination is just so strong. Tundra will do better controlling vision and finding pickoffs. So late game team fights, sure, we favor Radiant here, but in the late game, Tundra's gonna have a much easier time at finding opportunities for aggression.
Especially against a lineup with 3 melee strength cores, and then a support who's also a melee strength hero. That Enigma should be able to find ample opportunities if he actually gets into the Blink BKB. It's just dealing with the Beastmaster.
Who's also rushing BKB. And Puck will not go that route. Stormer is gonna opt for a Blink post Witchblade.
Walked into the Sentry and barely walked out. That is the Sentry nerf right there, Kyle.
Yep.
That's smaller.
So what if I swagger?
Diameter.
Or Ice Frog.
Whatever.
Oh, he almost walked into death there. A stun finger from the snake and finish him off.
Goes Rasmus. Didn't quite look. Oh no! Being put a slight sidestep away from being able to land the rolling boulder. But he doesn't get that stun, and that means Rasmus gets a beautiful 2-man black hole that leads into 2 kills, not a third. Fought a good TP out.
Really well. Like, that was such a sick response. Nice shot by Rasmus. I think Snaking did not see that coming. Pretty sure he could have stunned from outside the black hole range, but he had clicked Hex. Yep. And then Rasmus with the easy turnaround. He also went for a Midas. Will he use it? Yes, he will. 100% efficiency. That's my boy right there. This means the Enigma will scale, and I think this for sure tilts the late game equilibrium into the favor of Hellbear Smashers.
Way in the favor now, huh?
It just, especially, man, the Life Stealer is not as far ahead as I would have hoped for Skeeter. He had such a great start to this match. But even though, yeah, sure, you could say they lost the lane as Radiant, but you know, you're still denying like 15 creeps away from them the first 8 minutes.
Gilger trying to set up to defend their mid tower, but that tower's forfeit. Now you've got a Deso on a Skeeter.
Yeah, wow.
Another kill. Smashers, they're falling apart.
So I saw him with the S and Y queued up, but the Deso wasn't on him. Like, he looked really underfarmed. With a Deso, it's something like, oh shit, this is the strongest hero on map. I take everything I said back.
Yeah, for sure.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Very curious. Ace with a shard.
Radiant structures are fortified.
There's no mana burn, right? So he'd literally just be doing it
For the skeletons, yeah?
for the skeletons. Are the skeletons that good? I mean, I think skeletons are good damage, no doubt. But
With the talent, right? Assuming he gets the 24 attack, it's pretty significant.
okay.
You don't really have too much AoE?
I just don't Wraith Kings like the movement speed? I remember they would always do that when it was 20. They would always go to movement speed because later on you wouldn't need movement so much as you just have swift blink and a movement speed for the talent. Last second cancel there, the TP, and good thing too.
The game gets tricky now for Smashers. They need that next item timing. Rasmus is gonna have a BKB.
Oh no. Yeah, Gilger. This is just the classic downfall of a Nyx assassin, where the enemy team is 5-manning, and you just keep on running into them and keep on dying. And now it's going to cost some of his allies, as well as Rasmus is going to find himself the victim of yet another finger from Snaking. And a second one, actually, is up to 80 bonus damage.
Yeah, this game gets real hard now for Smashers. They need something to do with the BKBs. You've got one on the Earth Spirit. Life Stealer has his built-in. Beastmaster. 3-3 will finishes momentarily, and now they're going to walk right into Roche yet. And 60 damage, 8 armor, Earth Spirit talent, unbelievable. And you just can't really stop them. At this point, Stormer is not a real hero. And with that Essence Ring, he'll get 3 or 4 shot by a Life Stealer in the duration of a stun. Needs a blink, but also really needs an ag.
There's maybe a scan. The knowledge is that they're doing Roche Roshan doesn't really give you a whole lot. Like sided map. Yules, huh? I would have thought Aeon Disc would have been better in this situation.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Maybe he just wants to have the cleanse on the silence. I could see a scenario, but Aeon Disc is just a little trickier. I think it's just more effective later on in the game. You're not gonna straight up die in a stun. I don't know. You can make an argument.
You're gonna get off Supernova, whereas this Yules won't save you from the line.
Bottom lane, Fada might be in trouble here. Stormstormer is gonna blow the coil. Yeah, that's a free kill.
But is it free, Kyle? Or was it just on discount? Okay, it was free.
Radiant's
No, not again.
Dude, Nyx Assassin, such a miserable hero to play at this kind of game. When the enemy's kind of steamrolling you, and they may not have Necronomicons anymore, but they still have a Beastmaster with the superior Hawk Vision, and they've got sentries everywhere.
Yeah, this whole game, we can just put, I've actually on my game just locked the camera on Rasmus.
Okay.
I think he'll have to pull out some Taiga level 4-man black holes to save this game for his side.
9.
But now
Keeps on
She is
trucking.
so tanky. Look at her. What the? Almost 20 armor. Almost 3,000 health in a BKB. And take the outpost. It's an absurd hero. We're going to see more of this play this core. Let's guarantee it.
Yeah, and it's a great hero. Like, Sange is still kind of a broken item, I think. And more people are experimenting with Kaya Sange. And her Spirit's obviously a great hero for that one. Is they're going to be able to find Stormstormer here. The Impale, is that going to last long enough for the Earth Spirit? They've given up on that, actually. Nine's going somewhere else. He's going for the Phoenix. He got the silence off, but did not manage to connect the fall. Stormstormer is actually still in attacks. He's caught by 33.
And now.
Third finger kill for Snake King.
Takes its course.
This is not a fun game. How is man, Lifestealer is so fast. With just a wind lace, 405 moves.
He has to use his crit to deal with the boar, otherwise he's not going anywhere. He did pick up the shard. Interesting. I mean, okay, they do have Lion, I guess the mana burn. I just don't really... maybe. I guess you do have the new shard on the Lion. Is he gonna go that at all? No, he's just going Ether Lens. He's gonna jump in. Hex, Nyx Assassin, keep the chain disable on him, but again, none of his cores are around here. He does have Fada to help him retreat though, and they can kind of stick onto the Smashers here. 33's on his way, doesn't have the roar, but
He could be coming on courier for him.
for Rasmus?
Not for 3-3.
Oh, okay.
Rasmus is close. He just needs the recipe.
Rasmus is, Stormstormer rather. He is not dead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
You can see him, he's queuing up Desolator, Aghanim Scepter. It's always like a really good sign or really bad sign when your cords are queuing up multiple items. It either says, I'm getting so much farm, I've got my whole game plan figured out, or God, we're so far behind, I need like 3 more items for us to be able to win this game.
I know that feeling. Poor Gilger, I feel for the man. He's just rocking the double fluffy hat. It's not his game.
No, it's not. Snaking. Keeps on fighting him time and time and time and time and time again. Gilger can only break ankles for so long here.
Kicked away to his death.
Hey, there it is for Rasmus. We finally got it.
Now, you have to fear the roar still.
Yeah.
But realistically, all 3 cores on the enemy side are melee.
Down, but 9 is going to be able to get off his ultimate here. Chaining some disables on a Stormstormer. Racking up the damage. Can he chase after this? Oh, hits it. Beautiful play by 9. And gets Skeeter in a position to chase for more. It's now Tofu. Oh my God. he's not pretty. Alright, there's the skeletons. Get him, boys. Look at this. Don't even try. Don't even try. Unless you're going at him with Midnight Pulse Black Hole, don't even go after 9. That guy is beastly at this point with his Kaya Sanj complete. He's got 3,000 HP and an Essence Ring on top of that with a BKB just as the cherry on top of everything else.
Dude, this Lifestealer hero, I thought Rage was a gave you the bonus on cast. Hang on a sec, he's gonna get over
They actually do this one. They're gonna drop everything they have. Oh no, he didn't have the range. He walked straight into the black hole thinking he could get the roar off. Fortunately, the extra movement speed of the roar will try and help him escape. Maybe he's not gonna get away. He's already taken so much stun rate damage. Nice double stun from Snake King. They're still gonna chase after him though. They're still feeling it, and they should be feeling it. 33 gonna be slowed down by that hit from the puck. They only need a little bit more. Saddles up by 9 as he makes his entrance in. Zap and Yoga falls. Ace though keeps on going. They're gonna be able to bring down the line. Maybe they can actually win a full-out fight here as they have the neutral over right on top of everything else. 9, he needs to be able to roll away, but he's not gonna be able to miss. What a big turn. The Hellbear Smashers. They managed to win a monstrous team fight.
huge fight, and they just, everything went better than expected. They get the ultimate off on the Lifestealer, 100 to 0. So much piercing damage, and he just dies. You can see 3-3. He goes in for the roar, but I suppose just needed to take a different angle. You know he has more clicks here, and just can't get it. It's too close.
Did roar range get nerfed at all?
Middle
No.
tower has fallen.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, okay.
unfortunate for
What
him.
the heck? Why was he move? Oh, it's Drum Zora. Lifestealer had 460 base move speed. I'm like, wait, I thought Rage gave move speed on cast, and it does. But the Drum Zora made him run around like near haste move speed.
And now he's got spider legs, so. All right, well, they got their one black hole in. Congratulations, Tundra. But you've now expended that very long cooldown. We're going to go right back into just fighting for this map control, right? And if they're lucky, Roshan may even spawn right away.
Would be ideal. Do they have any really good shards? Oh my god, that gold lead just disappeared. It was 5-6K, one fight, it's gone.
Yeah. Oh, that is nasty.
XP, yeah, that's big. And it doesn't get any easier. I mean, this is Rasmus' next item, Lincoln's, and then it's an uninterruptible black hole.
Yeah.
You really have to then play for an Ag's Earth Spirit to turn people to stone and kick them to safely. Because otherwise, they're just going straight for this Skeeter Lifestealer. There's nothing he can buy to itemize against this damage.
Vada. Brave in the high ground here, checking out the triangle, trying to get some vision down because they want Roshan. And Roshan is indeed up for them, so.
Honestly, really impressive. Win or lose, you know, Smashers, they took game 1. This Tundra team, they were in a tiebreaker with OG Liquid to go to the major, and it took 2 rounds. They looked formidable. I had high expectations for them coming into this season 2. And so far, Smashers, this isn't like
All right,
they're...
I'm gonna fact check the fact checker here. Hold up, we're actually gonna get the initiation on the next assassin. He's dead. Listen, only I'm allowed to razz on my man Kyle here. JJ, I know it's you.
What does he do?
Fact check Wind Waker exists. That's not interrupting the black hole.
Yeah.
It's only partial credit.
Who's buying a Wind Waker? Who has a Yule?
Kyle is still correct that it's uninterruptible, but you can save somebody inside of that black hole. This was scripted. All right, I'm sorry.
71-25? Like, come on. All right, fight's happening.
A fight's happening, and the Phoenix just sit by. Where did he go? He just left Ace. Ace is done for.
Okay. Did they get distracted by our conversation too? What in the hell?
I guess they made the judgment call that, like, this is
That's
everybody
a big
out.
toss away.
We cannot win this.
They had black hole. I mean, maybe they're waiting for Lincoln's now. It is tough. The Aegis changes things. You know, suddenly this Aegis is
Broken. Wow. He He could not hit the button fast enough. He gets broken by Gilger, stunned, and is unable to click the button.
Aegis is so important against Enigma.
Oh, and no price break. Damn it, you got me on that
literally just
one,
wrong.
Scriff.
So they just killed him before the pop.
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing he didn't have
The health threshold of... Yeah, it was on cooldown, Cap.
It was on cooldown.
Oh my god.
New patch. What can you say?
You're just hype.
Yeah.
Can't contain yourself. I understand.
I thought it was a cool move. I thought it was more special than it was.
Looks like Stormstorm is going to go for the Deso. Yep.
Hey, it's 1-1. Don't you give me that 1-0. It's 1-1.
This is what happens. We added them to the talent announcement, and now suddenly
Jesus, the ego
it's like,
on this
oh
guy.
my god, we're gonna say it's all year now. We're gonna
Anyway,
get them
let's
subliminally
get away from
communicating.
the servers and remember the show's about us. So the Cap and Kyle show, everybody.
Indeed.
It's 11-21.
Kyle and Cap. We'll see. The next fight's gonna decide everything. There's gonna be a Lincoln's on Rasmus. It's almost there. The Puck Deso increases the amount of damage they'll be able to output during that ultimate and also helps Ace just hit that little bit harder that AC's coming out shortly. Skeeter did go for the evasion talent. That's to be expected. And the Spell Amp on the Earth Spirit to go with the Kaya. Makes sense. My god, his talents are way too good, dude. 18% Spell Amp? That's absurd.
Yeah.
Kaya Sanj is only 16.
Yeah. I mean, that other talent's pretty insane, too. Obviously, it's a core unit, but then plus 3 seconds. Have you ever been hit by that? You ever been hit by a near instantaneous silence and should be silenced for 6.5 seconds? You're just like, well, I guess that this fight isn't for me.
Look at Snaking.
Snaking's hunted.
Oh no, Gilger. No! That Snaking didn't even have time to ult him for the bonus damage. I don't blame Gilger either. This is an impossible Nyx game. They've done a great job placing sentries. You can see in the bottom, Radiant Jungle, Sentry Ward, another one, Sentry Ward on that high ground. So anytime he's spotted, they're on him. Now pushing high ground. Aegis makes this tough.
Yeah, it makes it really tough. As even if they go for this black hole right now, see Fada throwing around that really fancy shard. He's got a tier 3 is going to be broken down. Ace is also going to be broken down here. That's going to be life number 1 of Rasmus. Maybe forced into something he's not super happy with. He does need a 2-man black hole opportunity. He's going to go for it. 33. He's not going to be able to get it off. Dustman managed to get the war. Skeeter somehow still alive. He's going to be able to fight through a little bit longer on his initial life. 9 rolls on in. Hits Gilger, stuns him up with the sun ray is burning him out. He gets burnt up, and now collateral in the flames. Tundra finds their team fight on the high ground. Lost. They're gonna full retreat.
Who are these guys, Cap? Like, that was so well done. You can see Rasmus, he's hesitant, realizes I've got to ult. The positioning is perfect. Forces 3-3 to run around and get the roar off late, but then there was the follow-up, the egg, the damage coming in. Ace even turning around to smack the lifestealer once in the face to ensure that he would survive and get that Aegis kill. Gilger with the Carapace on the roll-in from 9, just straight up leads to his demise. And if it weren't for the cheese pop, this goes even worse for Tundra. I think 9 lived with about 40 HP before popping it. Really nice fight. Like, it looks bad. Looks real bad.
Yeah. And then I feel like 9 just kind of rolled in and gave them the 2-man black hole. Which is kind of curious.
And 3-3, he's got to go around.
33 was going to get it off sooner, but...
Look at the cheese. Yeah, okay, he was at 200, but still, like, the Phoenix egg is what changes things because you still can't really enter the fight as Tundra because that egg is still ticking. There's no chance you're going to bypass the ultimate to get it in time.
Back inside the game, though, we do have a fight here on the River where the Phoenix is already getting picked off, so both the supports here of the Hellbear Smashers. It looks like they may have let that team fight win get to them.
Oh, that's not good. Now they just go right back middle. There's no ultimate.
Yeah.
You got to be more cautious, Hellbear.
No, it's very concerning. Let me just say, some of these support shards are kind of crazy. So there's a Batten one, I think was kind of garbage before. Now, they've actually buffed it and then gave it this extra cooldown lowering, which is great for a 5 position that just wants to throw around heals nonstop. Phoenix somehow was given this insane one where he gets Sunray. He can get Sunray on his Supernova at 20 minutes instead of before where he had to get some serious levels behind him. Like, I feel like that's kind of cool. Pre-click text, they are going to be able to... Oh, man, he is
fight. You can't lose 2 racks here.
All right, he's gonna go for it. He's already used Midnight Pulse. Rasmus blinking out super aggressively, just trying to find anybody at this point. All they're gonna have is Fada though. This doesn't feel too good.
He's happy with that. Shiva's finished. That's a huge item for our Phoenix. Tofu effectively becoming a core. Now closing in on Stormstormer's net worth, who has now been pushed off his Ags time and will be even later. And the damage, like, with no threat of Enigma ult, you can see how confident Tundra plays.
Yeah.
And then the moment Smashers look to take a fight, they recognize, okay, their spells are up. We've got to be conservative. Rasmus needs a refresher, and that is what's queued up next. Because otherwise, if you're Tundra, you might just lose a core, buy it back, and immediately look to go close out this game.
Kind of curious. They smoke, and they take the outpost, which I assume they're taking the outpost because they feel like they're gonna have to use buybacks, like they want that TP point available.
Yeah.
But also, it's like a huge signal to Tundra.
Yep.
There are ghosts currently taking the outpost, guys. Invisible units are taking the outpost. I wonder what that means.
Yep. This is the game gets a little hard for Smashers. I'd like to see them try and take this next fight on the enemy side of the map, because if you allow Tundra to take it near your base, you know, you're gonna pop Enigma ulti, and then suddenly they're knocking on your doorstep.
So you agree basically with what they were trying to do before?
Yeah.
Like smoke, get out, like.
And what I don't agree with, Skeeter went for a heart, which sounds good. The armlet pop, yeah, sure, you're not really losing health, but you go to so much max HP. It's 7% max HP from the Midnight Pulse.
Okay.
So that HP bonus doesn't really help you as much as you hope.
Counterpoint, it's actually only 5.4%.
Because of the...
Because he's getting
Line.
1.6 regen per second. Maybe that's the way he's thinking about it.
Sure. I would just rather see initiation tools, like kill the Enigma, kill the Phoenix.
Get an Abyssal Blade, you're saying, or something like that?
I think something like a Nullifier, actually. Maybe, I don't know if Blink is a real thing anymore, but Swift Blink wouldn't be terrible.
Yeah, I am curious on what some of these carries are going to do now that Abyssal Blade got nerfed, and Swift Blink also got nerfed. So a lot of those late game tools that they were used to and taken away. Stormcrafter.
I would also, you could consider, you know, just get more damage, right? We've seen Matu in this scenario. He typically finishes his build with a Daedalus. I think that would be quite nice here too. No real evasion tools picked up on the side of Smashers.
Well, this is a fun one. If he actually managed to get the Ags on Fada, this whole idea of this like big black hole team fight plays heavily countered. We've seen this Ags a couple of times, and it was used in, I think it was at a TI. Yeah, it was the TI9 group stage. It was used to be able to counter Chronosphere. Some of these big team fight abilities are just ruined by that ult.
Yep. He also talented for the Mistcoil, so yeah, you take 575 plus damage, you get immediately healed for 315 by the Abaddon if he's in range with ult up. That's pretty significant. And yeah, killing Lifestealer suddenly becomes a much taller task.
Shiva's is almost done if 9 wants it, but
yeah, Roche is up.
Want to hold on to buyback here.
I think you've got a concerned that they're playing so hesitantly here. You can't give Tundra this third Roche. In addition, an Ags on your Enigma would be huge to add that Midnight Pulse to the black hole.
Yeah, for sure.
You give it to Gilger even. I'd say you could give it to the Phoenix too, but I think it's just so much more important on the Enigma.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
We'll see
attack.
bounty spawn.
Look at
Radiant's
Tundra.
turret has been
Just
destroyed.
hanging out here next to Roshan. Just playing together around this high ground while the other two of them are farming away the triangle. No rush. The Aeon disc actually instead of a Shiva's. Okay.
It's just that, you know, Smashers, they had this timing.
Yeah.
With the Lincolns, with the Shivas, and kind of hanging out. We'll have Ags soon on the puck. I'd like to see him take more of a farm priority from his allies. No other item, you could argue, would have similar impact. Very, very important here. Penta-edged sword picked up on the Lifestealer. Helps with that reach, literally. 100 extra attack range with a leveler backpack. And the need to go and look to end game. Pick.
Smashers gonna take things into their own hands here. Watch out for those dive bombs.
I was like, how the wolf dive bomb? That was initiation. Oh, Gilger, careful.
Oh, they're going to be able to find the opening onto Lion here. Stormcrafter being used for a moment. He's going to break the coil. Try and get them out. Now the coil has been used. Tundra probably feel a little bit more free to either force a fight or force a Roshan.
It's the best spell they could have wasted. There was no Ags on it. Coil is kind of a useless spell in this spot when all 3 enemy cores have spell immunity, and then Abaddon can shield off anybody else who would get caught. He has the Ags finished now. This game got much harder for Hellbear Smashers. I am not certain a single wombo combo is going to be enough to take out the Skeeter Life Stealer. They really need that second ultimate as well.
See what Nine's doing? He didn't actually complete the Aeon Disc. He's waiting to assemble it, I'm assuming, when he gets caught in the black hole. There's the Aghanims now finished for Fada. With his level 20 on the way, which is CDR, I guess.
There's the Ags for Stormstormer. So, things are... It changes things a bit. Because if you can get the BKBs, if you can trade Coil for BKBs, you're going to be pretty happy. And then in theory, you know, Ace's damage output is pretty significant. And then you can focus on controlling Skeeter and maybe taking out the other cores, and specifically this Lion. Remove Lion Earth Spirit from the fight. Yeah, sure, Skeeter hits hard, but he won't have too much stickiness when he tries to chase down these enemies. Like, Puck isn't going to die with no stuns alive.
Right. Skeeter, man, he's attacking so damn fast, and Ace is moving so slow thanks to this explosion from Fada. Lost him up. Ray's gonna be able to get the 2-man black hole. He's not gonna be able to burst it down. He's just getting burned down by all this percentage-based damage, and nobody from Tundra was there to bail him out. They're gonna fight back and still force this fight. The Aeon Disc going on from 9. He's gonna be able to get off the BKB. He's on top of Rasmus. Don't want to let him get away. The Phoenix is gonna be burned down by these ultimates as Tundra are gonna run over the field around Roshan here. They use their buybacks very effectively, but more is coming in from the Hellbear Smashers here, as now they've been able to chase down Stormstormer. An Impale coming in, but it's not.
No buyback.
Hell, Gilger trying to do what he could. Oh, look at this. 9, he's gonna be able to roll in. Midnight Pulse is out, but they don't have any disables. They don't have any damage here. They're just getting eaten alive by the Life Stealer, who's gonna munch and bite down with all he's worth. 2 heroes dead with no buyback, and Tundra say, screw Roshan. Let's go for the W here.
They know there's no buyback on the Phoenix. They know Pucks might come up soon, but he does not have the gold. They might guess that as well, considering he just had that fresh Ags in that last fight. Really nice. I mean, Tundra, they just, you know, we say you need Aegis against an Enigma. Well, a buyback's just as good. Rasmus, he buys back, but what good is he without that cooldown available? 40 seconds on Black Hole.
Leveler doesn't make things pretty. So Leveler plus the Abaddon giving him that extra attack speed. Oh my. 9 kicks away Ace. They're gonna ignore him and hit the throne. There's nothing they can do to stop it.
Okay. Woohoo! 9's got the stank face going.
Yeah.
He's mad about that first game.
Yeah, he says that first